Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things I've learned as I have grown up, I guess. And today I want to read something from a vlog I wrote almost like 8 or 9 years ago. It's been a really, really long time, 7, 8 years ago, I think. And that is a blog that I wrote about my mom and how she used to always say the phrase, "we're on borrowed time." And yes, Boo Radley is doing somersaults behind me. Welcome to my life. And I love every minute of it. So anyway, here is a picture of my mom from when she was young. This is her, actually, she's in Estes Park, Colorado. And this is all about her talking about we're on borrowed time and what it meant to her. And whenever I talk about being on borrowed time, people always say to me, like, what do you mean by that phrase? And what I mean by that phrase is that, you know, it's kind of this analogy of like time is ticking, you know, that we only have so much time and like we're on borrowed time as it is, that some people don't have as much of a life as we do and that some people don't have today. So let's cherish every moment, if that makes sense. It doesn't really get a whole lot deeper than that. I've had a lot of people like ask me, well, why do you say it this way or why do you say it that way? For me, it's just a reminder that life is very, very short, as Boo Radley is behind me digging in the couch trying to find the perfect place to sit. So here it is, we're on borrowed time. We're on borrowed time as it is. As many of you know by now, my mom used to say this to me on an almost daily basis. How true. But I guess I think about it in a more philosophically than realistically. We are, in fact, on borrowed time. I was really thinking about this last night as I was driving home for work. For some reason, I was having a mom day, which means I can't get her out of my mind, and usually, I'm a little bit more fragile than other days. I was thinking about how much I would love to see her just one last time. What I wouldn't give for a little more time with her, a whole day, an hour, a half an hour. But what would I say? I've joked with people for the past 3.5 years since she's passed away that if she came back for a day, we would hug and cry and laugh for the first 2 hours, but then we would probably be bitching at each other again. If you knew us together, you knew this to be true. We were like Italian alcoholics in recovery, downing coffee and screaming 1 second, and crying and saying, "I love you" the next. It was insanity. I was thinking about how many clients that have told me how much they wish they could spend just one more day with a loved one who has passed away. The funny thing is, we never think about this in the days that we do have time to spend with our loved ones. Honestly, how many days have you spent with your husband, best friend, mother, or even your dog where you appreciate every second, every moment of the day? Even just a half an hour where you think to yourself, I really appreciate this person. I love them so much and am so present in this moment I am spending with them. Don't even think about it because most of us have never done this. Most of us can't conceptualize losing someone until they're terminally ill or have passed away. It is only in those moments when we say we wish we could have them back to spend precious time. Oh, the things we would say and do then. Why aren't we doing these things now? And furthermore, we grieve all of the dreams we wish our loved ones would have achieved. Why aren't we pursuing our own dreams on an intense level every day? In the end, we're the only ones who can make them happen. My mom had several dreams. She wanted to be a costume designer in Hollywood for epic films like Gone with the Wind. She adored the designer Edith Head, who did all of the costumes for the Hitchcock movies, and she dreamed of following in her path. She also wanted to be an actress or a writer. I have since found over 30 journals and an entirely completed manuscript. She was, in fact, a writer. She just was never published. I do, though, have the copy of a rejection letter for Robert Bly, the poet laureate of Minnesota, for his literary magazine. She always believed someday she'd win an Oscar and would talk about how she played the main character in The Bad Seed, her freshman year of college at Indiana University. She was really going places. But most of all, she wanted to be a criminal trial attorney living on a houseboat in San Francisco Harbor. She'd say, "Don't you think I would have made an amazing trial attorney?" She never accomplished these things. I'm not sure she ever would have, even if she had lived to be 104. Fear kept her stuck in place. Fear keeps me stuck sometimes. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of commitment, fear of the unknown. Maybe it's just how I'm programmed that throw up these walls in front of me, but I think that fear harnesses my thoughts of, I wish I had one more day, instead of, today I will set out to accomplish everything I dream of and spend the time with the people who mean the most to me. I remember while my coworker's father was terminally ill, she beat herself up because she wasn't visiting him regularly because of her demanding work schedule. Towards the end, a friend told her, "Years from now, you won't look back on this situation and wish you had worked more." God, ain't that the truth? Take time today to really enjoy the day, smell the air, drink some really good coffee, enjoy the freshness of a glass of water only the way it tastes icy cold first thing in the morning. Smile, dance down the street, be unafraid. Jam your music and sing at the top of your lungs, even if it's Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music. No one cares. Have an adult lemonade stand. Start writing that book you always wanted to write, or start reading the book that has been sitting next to your bed for months. Look up casting agents in Hollywood. Put your pictures up on a modeling site. Take some chances. Have great sex with your partner. Do the whipped cream and chocolate strawberries you've been talking about forever. Stay up late watching a scary movie in bed. Tell old memories to friends. Make new ones. Eat lunch somewhere you've never eaten before. Eat dinner somewhere you've never eaten before. Get a slushie and mix the flavors. Buy a children's book and read it to your dog. Take a walk. Take a run. Buy a bike. I did. Just to ride around the neighborhood and say hi to my neighbors. Enjoy today, because you could be gone tomorrow, or someone you love could be gone tomorrow. We only have a limited amount of days here, and no one knows how many. At the end, my mom looked at me and said, "It's not the things you did that you regret. It's the things you never tried." She was so right. And somewhere up there, I believe, she's still dancing with an umbrella to Singing in the Rain, kicking at puddles on her front porch, splashing raindrops of dreams and opportunities for all of us down here. Just smiling and smiling, because as you know, we're on borrowed time as it is. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.